Good evening, Vikings, and welcome to playoff basketball action live from the Loud House on Lawler. I'm Jacob Ornstein.
And I'm Anthony Bramley.
And we got a great matchup for you, folks. We got the Niles North Vikings, the recently back in the Super 25, 25th ranked Niles North Vikings, taking on a massive underdog in the Taft Eagles, a 10-win team. They have just barely made the playoffs, and they are looking to do the impossible. Anthony, how hyped are you for this one?
You know, I am so excited to see, the real season start, as a lot of people have been calling it around Niles North. This is where it all gets real for our players, and especially our seniors who are playing their last couple games of basketball, Jacob. It's always exciting to be in an environment, but it's even more exciting to be hosting it here at the Loud House on Lawler, as you say. We're going to have the fans here. They're a little bit late because usually our games are at 7, but it's 6 right now. But we're going to have a loud presence here today and tomorrow, or on Friday.
We're going to take it down to the national anthem. Where do you come from? Audio level's good? And hello, Vikings. We apologize. We were experiencing some technical difficulties with our stream. We lost everything, but now we're back. And what a way to come back to the basketball action as Yars Irby just swats that away. We're looking at 10-6 right now, about halfway through the first quarter. Once again, I'm Jacob Ornstein.
I'm Anthony Bramley.
And, well, number 23, Eric Ramirez, shoots his free throws. Let's give you guys a quick recap. This has been, right out the gate, a very intense 4 minutes of basketball. Both teams going really back and forth. Now, Taft, they are a massive underdog in this one. They are only a 10-win team, taking on the 20-plus win and ranked Niles North Vikings on the road. But they've definitely come out early, and you can hear Taft as this game goes on. That whole section is making a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's impressive, and they brought the cheer squad, so it's just a great game day environment we got here, and it's part of why they're keeping up with the Vikings so early.
So Garin feeds it out to Irby inside, and he is going to be fouled and one! Yaris Irby to make it a 3-point opportunity. And Vikings head coach Glenn Olson has some choice words for the bench. Not quite sure if I could say any of what he said.
I thought it was kind of inspirational toward the end. He said that we're going to fight, which I love to see, and that's what Yaris did there as he gets the first. Or the extra.
The extra. The 3-point play will go. So here comes the Eagles working it through. Marty Dempsey. Guarded by Olsen. Dempsey working through. Working outside. Tries to get out. And Serrano is awfully close to the backcourt. Lobs it all the way down. Here's a 3 from Taft. Got it. Marty Dempsey making it rain.
And very impressive. I don't think we were expecting shooting abilities from Taft, but, they're coming here to prove themselves, and they certainly have so far.
I got to give Serrano a lot of credit. I saw, number 1, Enzo DeAndrea. He was putting a lot of pressure on him. He almost went to the backcourt. That's going to go out of bounds, and Taft is going to work through.
Yeah, we saw Hunter there jump a little bit early. Couldn't quite get it, even though he is 6'5", 6'6", maybe 6'7".
I believe 6'6" is the official height.
Yeah. But, he just jumped too fast, couldn't get up there, and so that's definitely something they're going to have to iron out. Reed Olsen defends the ball.
So Dempsey driving through. Outside, Serrano. No. And stolen by DeAndrea. Not quite, though. It's going to be a tie up on the ball. We have an injured Eagle on the ground. Number 3, Isaiah Nelson is going to get looked at after taking a hard tumble there with DeAndrea. We're gonna step aside while they check him out. And welcome back. After the injury timeout, Isaiah Nelson went down hard against DeAndrea. He has just left the gym. He's going to get checked out by our athletic trainers. We sure hope he's all right.
Gotta give the shout out there, though, to Don Palmer and Joe Paywall, 2 of our 3 athletic trainers here at Niles North, keeping the players on both sides, healthy and safe. We hope that he has a speedy recovery, but under the supervision and help of those 2, I think he'll be doing just fine by the end of the night.
So all of the Viking starters have checked back in, and also a couple of new faces for Taft. Here is Mustav Rexby now, driving through aggressively up the court. Here's Irby outside. Olsen wide open, doesn't take the shot, feeds it to Garvin in the middle, way back out to Olsen. Here's the 3 for Reed Olsen. No. Rexby off the tip. And he's going to be fouled for 2 shots. And, we go back to back when Coach Olsen was yelling at the bench while Irby was at the free throw line. You talked about fight, and you're seeing it a lot there. The Vikings are being a lot more aggressive, trying to get more N1 opportunities.
Certainly, as Moose gets the first.
So Rexby gonna shoot one more. And he'll miss the other. But Dylan Lamb rebounds it. Irby to Garvin, and a miscommunication as that one's gonna go out of bounds. And Garvin does not like that one.
And he's had a couple of those small errors. We already talked about him jumping early. But, when they tried to get the pass right on their basket to him, couldn't quite grab it. He had Taft getting great coverage, popping it out. Also got in the way of the pass back.
So, Taft now working through Dempsey. And he tries to feed it over to Serrano, but it's stolen by the Vikings. Reed Olsen, long three. Boom! Reed Olsen from the Viking logo. I know how much you hate that one, partner.
No, I love it when it goes in. But you know who does hate it? The head coach of the Eagles. That's going to be timeout blue.
So the Eagles will call timeout. And this has been a playoff atmosphere here at Niles North. Both student sections are getting on their feet. You're hearing a lot of noise. Not bad for a Wednesday night.
Yeah, not bad at all. We would hope to see a few more Vikings, but again, I think they'll be coming in later. They got jobs. They got other student activities going on right now, Jacob.
That is true, and not to mention, you might see a lot more on Friday, as if the Vikings were to win this, they will face the winner of the Niles West GBS game that is going to be following this one. Unfortunately, we won't be streaming that, but the winner of that game will meet the winner of this game this Friday for the regional final. So hopefully we'll see the Vikings in that one.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a good one, Jacob.
So here comes Taft. Dempsey working it slowly, guarded by Olsen. He's driving through. No look pass. Won't go. McFadden not able to put it in. So Olsen outside Lamb. And that was tipped in traffic. And McFadden fell hard, but here comes the Eagles. And they'll get it off the fast break. Give it to Ramirez. Olsen to Irby. And falling down is number 23, Eric Ramirez. He got the bucket earlier. And he takes a hard fall. And, Vikings head coach Glenn Olsen, he's not liking that one.
Yeah, already not loving what's going on here. But, he's energized, and I think he's maybe thinking about what happened last year, not to kill the vibe. But last year, Vikings lose in overtime in this game, playing against Oak Park River Forest, 78-77. He does not want to be that close. He does not want to repeat, and he certainly does not want to be kicked out of his own home so early on.
Yeah, it would be such a shame, but the Vikings right now are fairly in control. And that second chance opportunity, capitalization, assures the fact that the Vikings are in control. 19-13. This game might be a little more closer than the Vikings like it right now, but they're making it work. So here comes Ramirez outside, hands it off. Serrano, McFadden, denied! Hunter Garrett off the backboard. Here comes Reed Olsen driving up. And Olsen gonna slow it down, 25 seconds left. Outside, Dylan Lamb wide open in the corner. Bam from Lamb, way downtown. Dylan Lamb, the corner three that you see him hit just about every time.
Yeah, and I think back to the first game of the season against the Paul Prep, where that play was being used all the time. Oh!
That was close. It clinked off the nylon. The net was up a little bit, so it almost looked like it went in. It was on target, though.
That was incredible. But back to what I was saying, that first game where the Vikings lost to the DePaul Rams, it was because DePaul was using that exact same play, trying to draw everyone either toward the center or toward their number one shooter. And then you got a guy right in the corner. In this case, it's going to be D-Lamb. And he puts that right down. It's going to be tough for the Taft Eagles to, get up against that.
And yeah, Dylan Lamb, you leave him that wide open for three, he's going to sink that thing every time. And yeah, pretty much what you said. They got to slow him down, along with just about everyone on this team. The Vikings have been electric to start. 22-13 is going to be the score by the end of the first. And I think we're in for a treat, partner. And Vikings head coach Glenn Olson having a couple extra words with his team. So we're just about to break here from the timeout. The Eagles are going to go with Eric Ramirez, Nathan Serrano, Daniel McFadden, Noah Hester, and Marty Dempsey. As for the Vikings, they will keep all 5 of their starters: Olson, Rexby, Lamb, Garin, and Irby. And speaking of Irby, he's outside, gives out the Lamb, back to Irby. Irby driving through. Outside, Rexby. Dylan Lamb going up. No, but he's going to be fouled. And he'll get the chance to shoot 2 shots. You know, Anthony, Dylan Lamb, he's got some hops. We talk about him shooting from 3, but I was in VPE earlier, and I looked at like the vertical leaderboard, and he was clocking at a 31.1 inch vertical. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is, Jacob, and yeah, that's right. That is not usually his role on this team, to be under the basket. But it's great to see guys like him getting a little bit more risky with it and just trying to drive through.
So Dylan Lamb is going to sink both. And the Vikings are cruising right now with an 11-point lead, but there's still lots of basketball work to do. And outside, here's Hester. No. Foul Dempsey. So Dempsey now. And now, here comes Serrano. And slips a little bit. Dempsey now, guarded by Lamb. Trying to find something. And that's a quick whistle there. The foul's going to go on Dylan Lamb. So the inbound here by Taft. Serrano driving through, sidestep McFadden. Got it. Credit to Daniel McFadden inside, and Reed Olson, he's already up the court. Oops. And out of bounds. The Eagles are going to have possession. So now here comes Serrano. Taft, they've been playing pretty well so far. They're not playing like a win team. They are in the playoffs. They're proving they belong. And awfully close to the backcourt. Ramirez pulls up. No. Gets his own rebound. And Irby is going to steal it. Driving through, Yars Irby, step through the Garin. Yes. Hunter Garin inside the paint, and credit the assist to Yars Irby.
Yeah, especially, you had 2 Eagles right in between there, but they didn't look over their heads. They didn't see Garin right behind them, and he'll get an easy 2 out of it.
As Vikings assistant coach John Byers like to say, you got to keep your head on a swivel. Shout out the JV football days. Here comes Ramirez. And bowls over Rexby. That's going to be a turnover. And you can hear the chants of boos running through the Niles North student section.
Yeah, certainly. This guy gets so much support from the fans. He's got so many friends, just so many supporters here at Niles North, and that's because he's a great guy. Always wanting to talk to you, always around the building. Just great character and great player too, as we've seen tonight.
And he's a junior in a team that has a strong senior presence. So he's a nice look at the future of this program. And Dylan Lamb is not able to pull it in. That's going to be stolen by Taft. Serrano driving through, pulls up a 3. No. It almost went in, but it rolls on out. And now Olson outside to Mustafa Rexby, and a collision with McFadden. Whistles blow immediately. They are going to retain possession. They're going to charge the foul on McFadden. Here's Olsen for three. No. McFadden, rebound. Here comes Taft. Connor Cantafio with it now. Spins around. He gets it to Nelson. Isaiah Nelson, guarded by Irby. Long out, tries to get it to McFadden, but that's picked off by the Vikings. DeLamb not able to pull it in. I saw the vision, but he was not able to really get that play to its full potential.
I was so disappointed. It was right in his hands, but he was maybe running a little bit too fast for the ball, and the transition point will not go. Eagles taking over.
That's the thing I've noticed about this game. I mean, the playoff atmosphere has shown in the crowd, but it's really shown there on the court. Everyone seems to be moving at 200% speed.
Yeah, and it's not always helping. I feel like the Vikings are a little bit more jittery than usual. And, I think they're lucky that they're playing against the Taft team right now because let's say they had a lower seed and they were up against someone like New Trier, who's the 5th in the sectional. I'd be a little bit more worried, but obviously Reed isn't with that three.
Reed Olsen nailing that three. And out of bounds. Cantafio tried to get it out. Winds up hitting Irby. Regardless, he's going to step out of bounds, and Olsen will slow it down a little bit. Irby working outside to Garin. And Hunter Garin effortless in the paint. So now Dempsey working through, and to number 15, Kevin Marchand. He's not able to get it, but he's going to go to the line for a couple shots. Correction, he did get it. He's going to go to the line for an and one opportunity. Now, this game moves fast. Sometimes I can't even keep track if they make it or not. This has been a fun atmosphere. Gets it. So 3-point opportunity is successful, and here's a chance for more for three. No. He had 6 in about a 5-second span in his hands. Reed Olsen, no. Irby, no. Garin, yes, finally. Hunter Garin, that's a couple more for him. And he is really making his presence known inside the paint tonight.
Certainly, and he did so on the defensive end as well. Made him travel, so very impressive. Do you guys say I don't quite understand why we're taking these, 24 and out shots for three? You got a bunch of time in the half. You're not really up by that much by postseason standards, and so just be a little concerned.
So here comes Taft working through, and easy layup by Eric Ramirez. It's going to reduce the deficit to 13. Olsen to Irby. For three, no. And here comes Ramirez. McFadden wide open in the paint. That's the kind of stuff you draw up in practice.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff where you're lucky you can actually execute that in a game. Vikings are getting beat with turnovers. And, Taft is expecting these transition points, and they're sending their guys down way early.
And it's a lot of these little mistakes is the reason the Vikings aren't up as much as they probably should be. Olsen misses it, and Garin misses the slam. Olsen maybe for three. Yes! Reed Olsen, Hunter Garin, you better buy him lunch tomorrow because he just turned your missed dunk into 3 points.
Yeah, I'm still kind of shocked as the Vikings take their first time out of the half. Kind of shocked with how this game is going in terms of the execution errors. I think Coach Olsen might be too. Not sure if we can hear him, but I felt like the Vikings were a little bit better prepared when I saw them all pumped up walking into practice today. Right now, it's not really showing, and I think they might have underestimated Taft going into the game.
Yeah, a lot so. And the Vikings are trying to do a lot more flashy stuff. And, something I very much heard clearly from up here from head coach Glenn Olson. What he started with in this timeout was stick to basketball. Yeah. It pretty much elaborates everything you were kind of talking about on just how the Vikings haven't been able to capitalize because they've been doing a lot of these little mistakes. They've been trying to play a lot more flashy, but in reality, on paper, they should win this game, so they should stick to the game of basketball on paper.
That's exactly right. And, I think it's especially surprising given how old this team is. Most of them are seniors, and so surprised to see them struggle in, a regional semifinal, just what should be to them a regular game situation. I don't understand why they're so nervous. At least that's why they're playing so nervous. And I think, maybe they just underestimated the Eagles here.
Well, the Vikings still have a decent lead. McFadden outside gets it off to Ramirez. Driving through and tries to get it to McFadden, but instead he meets Hunter Garvin. Olsen now taking it. And tries to go on through, but it looks like Dempsey reached in on Olsen. DeAndrea going to inbound it. So Reed Olsen. Here's Irby. Garvin spins around Dempsey. No. And almost tipped back in by Andy Simon, and that's picked up by DeAndrea. They tried the long pass to Serrano, but it won't go.
Look at that football pass. It's very clear, what their intentions are. They want to get it down as quick as possible so that they don't have to deal with the quite competent Niles North defense. It's just a matter of the Vikings getting down there, and in that case, Denzel Andrea did, and now he gets to shoot for 2.
In a little over 90 seconds when we go to halftime, I think that's something Vikings head coach Glenn Olson is going to elaborate on, is the fact of they're doing a lot more of that long passing. If you're able to slow that down, then the Vikings are in great shape. I mean, you saw right there, DeAndrea picked that off. That really was a football play. That was an interception, and he's taking it to the house. I think if they are able to stop that, then the Vikings are going to be in good shape. But they won't be in good shape if the Eagles get easy buckets like that. Reed Olsen now. Olsen now outside, driving through. Won't go. Rebound, Taft. And that ball is loose. Out of bounds. I'm not quite sure who has possession. I believe the Eagles will retain possession.
I am getting a little concerned with how physical the game is. Usually I like the physicality out of the young guys, but it's been a bit much here given the stakes. A little mid-range is short, and it's going to be Reed Olsen taking it down the court.
Reed Olsen now. We are just under 60 seconds left. And tries to get it to Garvin. Good save by Irby, but that's going to be out of bounds and rebounded. And Ramirez, he's working through. Out, not with the ball though. Serrano. Ramirez. And Andy Simon able to get it. Reed Olsen now, 35 seconds. He's going to try to eat as much clock as possible. Simon outside, yards, Irby for 3. No, I don't know if he's landed a single 3 tonight. Actually, I think he hit one.
Hit one, but it's not going to be enough as we have 10 seconds remaining. Taft trying to get one final play off.
8 seconds. Eagles driving through. No, out of bounds. With 1.07 on the clock, the Vikings, I mean, they have just enough time for a prayer. Olsen. No. So your score going into the half will be Niles North 37, Taft 24, in a game that the Vikings are up as expected, but not as much as you may not have expected.
Certainly, Jacob. I just hope to see, this energy, right, continue from the Vikings, but to clean up those executional and play-based errors. But they got 10 minutes to iron it out, Jacob.
Right. And also, I've noticed that looking on is Glenbrook South. They will be facing Niles West after this game. Unfortunately, we won't be streaming it, but the winner of this game will face the winner of GBS and Niles West, who play at 8. And that game will happen this Friday. And if the Vikings win, we'll be streaming it. So, but in the meantime, we got this game. So we'll see you after the half.
So basketball came about like second, third grade. During that time, I was still playing football. That was my first sport. So people they noticed like how good I was. So they was just telling me like I should stick with basketball.
I played baseball, a little bit of football growing up, and then like 7th grade, I just completely stuck to basketball. I had the best chance at. Also, the one I liked the most. I'm just kind of stuck with that.
I started playing like 6th, 7th grade. At first I did bowling and baseball. Family was like, you got good height. My granddad played basketball in high school, so it was like, might as well try basketball out.
I hit my 1,000-point against Thornton. I didn't know like which bucket was the 1,000, so I really couldn't feel any type of way. And we were also losing, so I wasn't as excited.
I didn't know it was against Thornton. For both of y'all, I didn't know y'all scored 1,000 points like that moment. I didn't know that. For mine, it was earlier this year against Maine West. I think it was like earlier in the first quarter it was, but like when the bucket happened, I wasn't really thinking much of it, but then, when like a timeout happened, like everybody was like geeking me up and stuff, being like, oh, 1,000 points. Say when y'all like congratulating me on my 1,000 points, like I thought that was really sincere, you guys, like what y'all said in the video, and like y'all took time out of y'all days to like, say stuff about me.
Like the fans got louder and louder.
Maybe his mom might have said something. She was maybe a little louder than everybody else, but mine was against Vern Hills. I did know, because a lot of guys in the bench, he was out hurt, so he was like, I should shoot it. So I just kind of shot it, went in.
I was really happy because he made it, because I told him to hit it, and also because he scored 1,000 points. So yeah, I don't know, it was a good feeling.
But it was pretty cool. The guys were excited. You guys are my guys for life, and I hope when we graduate, we can still continue to talk.
I definitely love you guys. You guys made me feel welcome. Like it was never no like animosity or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first came here, I knew it was like family.
I'm thankful to be a part of your guys' journey, especially like through you guys, through your high school careers and stuff like that. And I'm saying I love y'all too. I hope we all could talk after high school, and I'm like really excited to see what y'all do after high school.
And that was a quick video, commemorating the fact that we have 3 1,000-point scorers in a single class, which, as far as we know here at Niles North, has never been done before. So, again, congratulations to Hunter Garin, Reed Olson, and Yaris Irby, who you've been seeing throughout the game, on that incredible achievement, not just as individuals, but together as a group of teammates. In about 5 minutes, we will be back with some more Viking action, so please stay tuned.
And welcome back, Vikings, to playoff basketball live from the Lotto Sod Lawler between Niles North Vikings and the Taft Eagles. Once again, I'm Jacob Ornstein.
I'm Anthony Bramley.
And Anthony, we have had a great game up to this point. The Vikings are up 37-24, a pretty good lead. However, Taft is only a 10-win team, and this is the 25th ranked Niles North Vikings. In theory, they should be up more, but they're not. Anthony, can you tell everybody what you've noticed about that first half performance?
Yeah, the Vikings are running at 150%. They turned the knob so far it broke. And, I just think they're a little bit more jittery than they would if they were playing their regular speed of basketball. And we've seen them try to speed up through the season. It's just here it's not working very well. I also think that they're underestimating the Eagles a little bit. Seeing that they were I think they were the 14th seed in the sectional.
Something like that.
And so, I just think going into this game, the boys weren't expecting, to be only up 13-11, 2 minutes into the game.
Well, Taft is going to start it off for the second half. Here comes the Eagles, and that's quickly picked up by Dylan Lamb. Irby driving through. And no bucket, a charge on Irby. And now Taft is going to make their way up the court.
Yeah, this is a good call, though unfortunate. Set his feet, and you see Irby just leap into it. He thought he was going to get that call, obviously, but didn't work out that way.
And picked up by Garin. Outside, Irby. And loses it a little bit. Able to recover and whistles as Garin hit the floor hard. He's walking back on. I think he's okay. But scary sights.
Yeah, I saw him folded over by that water fountain. Quite scary, and I think he might have bumped his tailbone. He'll be walking off slow toward Don Palmer, one of our trainers here at Niles North. Coming in is our number 4 now, who came up from JV. I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but he's got a bag, and he's been doing some great work with this team over the past couple games.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do not have him on our roster. Garin is set to check back in, so we're going to see him soon. But in the meantime, number 4 making his debut on varsity. And what better place to do it than in the playoffs? Mustafa Rexby able to do it, and long pass to Ramirez, denied by our JV Viking. And quick whistles, and Taft could go to the line for 2 shots.
I gotta say, I was so impressed when he got that first block. Also was doing a pretty good job just putting his hands up, trying to not let the ball get there and, obviously be looking toward his man. But then fires a second time, and now you got the Eagles shooting for 2.
But hey, it's good in your debut to get a good block. And his debut is not going to last much longer as Hunter Garrett is checking back in. So Ramirez for a second shot. Gets it. So now Reed Olson taking it. Outside, Dylan Lamb, corner. Got it. Bam from Lamb, way downtown.
I gotta say, Dylan's shooting here looks way better than it has in the past. I guess as Jay just knows it's game time. But, I went to the Loyola game. He was not hitting those as consistently. So it's great that I think he's 2 for 2, maybe 2 for 3 from that point.
McFadden McAirballs it, and here comes Irby. Now Garin. And now Taft working it up. Connor Contefio working with it. Inside McFadden. No. And Hunter Garin finally able to rebound it. Smothered by McFadden, but is able to get it to Mustafa Rexby. Here's Dylan Lamb. Mustafa Rexby driving through. Here's outside Lamb. Good balance. But it is picked up by McFadden. Here comes Contefio. Little spin move.
Oh.
No, denied by Rexby. And here's Irby. Outside. Irby. No. Tips it. Olsen long. 3. Got it. finally, everybody can catch their breath for a second as Reed Olson shoots that long three.
That's impressive. That was from the 10-foot line of the volleyball court. Just great, great way to fix the situation after the poor pass behind the backboard. Here's Lamb now.
And Dylan Lamb, yet another answer. 6 quick points and a quick timeout from Taft. 48-25 is our score. We're at a little under 5.5 minutes left here in this third quarter, and the Vikings, I think they're starting to slow it down a little bit. They're a little less jittery, as you were kind of saying, and they're starting to hit a lot more shots. What can you say to the improvements the Vikings have made so far?
Yeah, it's fantastic to see them kind of lock into the system now. Still not necessarily, I think, the expectation from Olson, but looking a lot better. Taft, I don't think, was expecting this rally back coming out of the halftime. The Vikings have almost doubled their score, and so they got to make some quick adjustments here and then timeout, get those transition moves going again to stay alive in this game, Jacob.
Glenbrook South, there are a few sections right of our booth. They better be taking notes of this game because this has been a lot of improving Viking basketball as we've gone on. So we were just about to break from the timeout here. And it looks like checked in is number 4, the JV call-up. He's going to get another shot by Vikings head coach Glenn Olson. You'd love to see it. Giving the young guys an opportunity, especially this late in the season and in such a high-stakes game like the postseason. McFadden now. And that was tipped. I believe it was last touched by Olson. No, it was last touched by Taft. Olson now. And tries to feed it, but that's going to be tipped in traffic. And Euro stepping it is Serrano, able to get it. Here's Irby now. Olson. And now here comes Lamb. Tries to feed it inside, but a travel is called. Not a good break for the Vikings. So Taft going to inbound it. And Olson dives on it. And here comes the Vikings. Number 4 goes up. And he's going to be fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, that was pretty blatant. I'm surprised, to see that physicality come out of Reed Olson right there at the half-court line. It's something that he was really working at the beginning of the season, and we loved it. Kind of fell off throughout as he was working more on that shooting game, but now we're seeing it play out on one of his biggest stages.
So Olson was the one who dived on the ball. Number 4 for the Vikings misses his first. And he'll miss his second, but Lamb ties up for it. The Vikings are going to get possession and now an opportunity to potentially get those 2 points back. Number 4 feeds it off to Olson. Outside Irby. Irby driving through, and he's fouled. So another opportunity for the Vikings to get a couple free throws.
Yeah, Yaris hasn't been as productive this game as we normally expect of him. He's had many games in the high 20s this season. This game has not been one of them, so now he'll get the chance to put some points on the board from the line, Jacob.
First shot. He's going to miss it And yeah, Irby, he hasn't been shooting lights out like he normally does. I mean, he was able to hit 1 3 in the first half, but he's kind of gone cold since. And now the Vikings able to get possession again, so perhaps another opportunity for the Vikings to get some points back. Here's Lamb to Garin. And there it is. Hunter Garin.
No, I'm saying.
And the Vikings are the first to reach 50. And a little bit of some tension on the court. We're not quite sure what exactly happened.
You know, I think we're just going to move on from that and get to some basketball in a bit. So it looks like we have types assessed on both teams from that little kerfuffle there. Both coaches talking to their programs, trying to just calm everyone down, get them back in that basketball mindset. And that's not what you want to see here during IHSA State Series basketball.
It looks like we will be playing on as the Eagles are set to inbound it. So Serrano, no look pass, denied by Lamb, but he's gonna foul. So the Eagles are gonna get a chance for 2 shots.
That was incredibly silly. Went a little bit too hard on the block, and I can't help but think that maybe some emotions are carrying over as the Taft number 3 shoots his first.
Nelson is going to miss his first. And he gets the second. So 1 point for Nelson on that trip to the line. Here's Olsen to Garin to number 4. And almost one. But he's going to miss it, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Got it. And he'll miss it. So 25% at the line tonight. And that was an aggressive pass there. He's full extension, 2 hands. That was a rifling pass. He's not able to pull it. Ramirez wasn't able to pull it in. But wow.
I say get that kid on the gridiron.
Right? And here comes Taft. Outside, here comes the Eagles. And reverse, and Garin slams the backboard. And Olsen hits the floor hard, and some noise is being made on the Viking bench. So Olsen at number 4 playing some catch. Here's Garin. Olsen. For 3. No. Clinks off the iron. And here comes Ramirez. Eric Ramirez driving through. Spins around. Serrano for three. Got it. Nathan Serrano, 6-3. And that will reduce the deficit to 20. And Dylan goes up. No. Second chance. Garin, yes. Hunter Garin. He's been having himself a night. For three. And how about that for an answer? Marty Dempsey. Another three right back at you. Olsen now. He's going to slow it down. Irby. Got it. Yaris Irby driving through. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Here's Serrano. Outside, Ramirez driving through at the mid-range. Is back at three-point territory. And here's a three from the Eagles. Got it! Isaiah Nelson drains it. And a timeout by the Vikings as the Eagles are looking to crawl and scratch their way back into this game.
This is pretty incredible. You got 3 threes in a row from the Eagles, and they are starting to rally back. Time for the Vikings to lock the heck in, man. 55-37 is the score. 9:41 left to play in the whole game. And I am getting kind of nervous here for the Vikings. I got to admit, when the pressure is on, they haven't been consistent this season. They haven't been able to perform in the biggest games of the season. And so they better figure it out now. That's exactly what Coach Olsen is saying. Get your head in the game and continue your lead.
Yeah, something I do notice about the Vikings is typically in certain games like this, in games that they should be up big in, and they're not as up big as they should be, typically at around the third quarter, they start to let loose a little bit. Typically, once the fourth quarter runs around, they're able to lock back in. So let's see if they do that here.
Nope.
Well, not right there. So here comes Taft. Minute 30 in the third. Dempsey. He's guarded by Olsen. Screen is set. Dempsey feeds it in. Outside now is Dempsey. Shoots a three. That's going to be rebounded by the Vikings. Reed Olsen now. 1 minute. DeAndrea wide open in the corner. Got it. Not Garcia. Enzo DeAndrea able to sink it. And feeds it inside. And into the hands of Olsen. Here comes Irby. No. Rebound. DeAndrea. Olsen for three. Got it. Reed Olsen.
I don't think I've ever seen a ball literally fall into someone's lap like that, but Reed Olsen gets that shot in. Hunter Garin securing that turnover from the Eagles, and now he's going to try to get it through.
Here is Irby. And that's picked up by Taft. 13 seconds left. They're going to play through. Dempsey for three. Got it. Wow. It is a three-point show. 1 second. Olsen, buzzer. Got it. Reed Olsen at the buzzer. You know, they say the game has changed. It's a game of threes, and this third quarter has shown that.
We got some ooters here. This is incredible. So much ice in the veins on both sides, man. That kid from the Eagles, uncontested, he lets them know, man, hey, I'm a force to be reckoned with. Reed Olsen gets that ball on the other end on the buzzer, man. And they've had a couple close buzzer beaters. That one goes straight through. And we have a 24-point game here with 8 minutes left to play. It sounds like a lot, but with the energy in the building tonight, it's going to be a good fourth here, Jacob.
Yeah, and I also see on the other side is Niles West. They take on GBS after this one. And they better be taking notes because the Vikings have been putting on a show against Taft. So we're just about to start the fourth quarter. Coach Glenn Olson having some final words with the Vikings. Taft is already back out on the court. And Taft has got Noah Hester, Marty Dempsey, Nathan Serrano, Connor Contefio, and Eric Ramirez. As for the Vikings, they're going with DeAndrea, number 4, number 2, Reed Olson, Hunter Garin, and Yara Zerby. So Dempsey facing a 24-point deficit. Serrano feeds it in. Hester, no. Serrano, no. Garin gets it. Here's Olson. Long out to DeAndrea. Back. Long out to Olson. Irby. Falls a little bit. He's able to regain balance for 3. Got it. The dizzy 3 for Yaris Irby.
Yaris Irby, it's his time to shine. And what a tone-setting point there for this fourth quarter.
So here is Ramirez. Driving through. And you heard a bit of a slap on the ball, but good ball protection as he is able to drive through for 2. Here's Olson. DeAndrea. No. Ramirez now to rebound. Driving up and stolen by Olson. Back the other way quick. Here's Irby. No. Rebound, Hester. And here's Serrano. And Olson able to get it. They are giving the scorers table quite trouble with how many times possession has changed so fast. And Hunter Garin for 3. Got it. Where has that been, Hunter? You know, I was watching warm-up. I saw him drain a couple threes, but I didn't expect him to actually bust it out.
Where the heck has that been for the past 4 years? Top of the key, fearless. And that's a Hunter Garin 3.
I mean, when you're in your last stretch of games at Niles North, you might as well pull out everything.
I guess I just didn't think it would be quite that. There's a 3, no call. And there's the call right there in the paint.
So the Eagles are going to have a chance at the line for a couple shots. And Serrano, no. Serrano, one more time. Got it. So the screaming child in the audience distracts him just once, but he's able to lock in and get the second. And DeAndrea, Olson, Irby, Olson. Dylan Lamb wide open. You can't leave him wide open like that. And that is wide. Dylan Lamb, bam from Lamb.
Notice how much quicker the Vikings have gotten to the other half of the court now. They know that the Eagles thrive in transition, and so they're trying to get down there every time. It is going to be a call on Moose, but right idea, Jacob.
Right idea indeed. The clock on the scoreboard. The clock on the scoreboard is running due to the IHSA mercy rule. Sinks that one.
I gotta say, I didn't think that happened in the regional games.
Apparently. Dempsey. Sinks it. So 4:32 left. And I think with that running clock, I think the Eagles are going to try to get as many free points as they can in order to reduce this deficit as much as possible. Rexby now. Irby. Long out Lamb. No. DeAndrea. Got it. Enzo DeAndrea rising up and getting it. Dempsey now. Works around. Here's a shot up by Dempsey. No. Reed Olsen now. And now here comes Lamb to Rexby. Put it on in, Mustafa Rexby.
You know, I am a little surprised that the Vikings are, keeping up the speed. I guess maybe they're working on their stamina for those later games, but normally they'd be trying to slow the game down, hold the ball for as long as possible, play pass around, but that has not been the case as the Eagles get two.
And the Vikings have some subs coming in. Likely the last we'll see of the Vikings starting five as they have taken control up 30. Yes, 30. My math wasn't mathing for a second, but it turns out my math did math all right.
I don't even know.
That one's one for the blooper reel. Here comes DeAndrea. Rising up, Dempsey. And a timeout called by, I believe, Taft. They are down 28. And this has been a new half for the Vikings. They kept Taft in this game a lot in the first half. And, you talked about how Taft was a little bit underestimated by the Vikings. Would you say the Vikings have taken Taft more seriously this half?
Yeah, I think so. They've been looking a lot better here past couple of minutes. So much so that they've now brought in the younger guys to get some experience here in the IHSA State Court. So just great to see the Vikings really rally on here. It's not over, and Taft is still hungry for some more points, but Vikings might be ready for Friday.
I mean, as you always say, though, anything can happen in high school basketball.
Not when there's a running clock.
Wow. Going against your own saying. You heard it here, folks. Anthony Bramley has given up on the Taft Eagles.
It's not what I said.
I'm just messing. Here comes DeAndrea. Simeon Deabum, gets into number 4. Here comes Mr. Ora Annie Simon outside. DeAndrea. Deabum. Punzal to number 4. Spinning through. Here's Simon outside the DeAndrea. Punzal, no. And Taft now working it up. Diego Flores new for the Eagles coming in. Simon. And some whistles will go. And new face checking in for the Vikings. Number 22, Osman Khan. Simon inbounds it to Punzal with 90 seconds left in what is probably Taft's season. Simon outside. Here's Punzal. No. Dibum. Yes, and one. How about that? Simeon Dibum able to drive through.
He tried to rip his face off. You see, he got his whole hand around his head, bro.
That's about a 15-yarder in football.
Hopefully,
Hands to the face.
yeah. Hopefully his eyes are still on straight to hit this after that foul.
So Khan out to Simon to number 4. Got it. 38 left. Taft is going to play their hearts out. No. Here is Punzal out to number 4. And that's swatted away by Flores. But it will be Viking ball. And 20 seconds left. And long out to number 4. And he's going to be the last to touch it. Time will wind down. And in 1 second, he'll confirm it. Yes. That is it from Lawler. Your final score, your Niles North Vikings 81, Taft 49. A V for Viking victory in the regional semifinals for the Vikings as they will take on the winner of GBS versus Niles West.
That's going to be a good one, but we just got to talk about this game. You know, had you told me that the number 3 seed beat the number 14 seed in the sectional by 32 points, I would not be surprised. But knowing how this game went down, I'm so impressed by the Eagles for their commitment to, keeping that ball going, getting those points up through the whole game, and by the Vikings, by how they really recovered. Again, we've said it, I don't think they were really expecting so much out of the Eagles, and so they weren't up to, their own standard those first 2 quarters. Second half meant they started to rally, and that's why we have the score that you see on the scoreboard today.
And I mean, yeah, and I think definitely with this next game, whether it's the Wolves or the Titans, the Vikings are definitely going to have to take whoever they play next more seriously. The Wolves is a foe they know oh so well. So I think they know that team pretty well. As for the Titans, they're a pretty good team. They have 18 wins on the season. They are a very solid team. They had a great season last season. They made a bit of a run in the playoffs, but now they find themselves here. So it's pick your poison for the Vikings on Friday. Time will tell.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't mind going 3-0 against the Wolves this season. I'll just put that out there.
Ooh, a little bit of shade there, Anthony Bramley.
Well, I also got some friends on the coaching staff over there, so that'll be fun to see. Especially they have a lot of film on us and a lot of experience playing us. So, I mean, that'll definitely be a good matchup. As for GBS, it's my understanding that Reed Olson is buddies with a couple of guys on that squad. So maybe that'll be a storyline that we can see, Jacob.
Very much so, but we'll have to see where the cards fall. But in the meantime, V for Viking victory in the regional semis. We'll see you Friday for more playoff basketball.
Friday at 7 p.m. So, hey, I'm Anthony Bramley.
I'm Jacob Ortstein. So long.